All right, my name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be flying from up here in Big Bear, messing around here, so pardon me. Haven't flown in a while, haven't done a stream in a while, so anything could happen here, folks. So bear with me, and I'll check in to make sure that the stream audio and all of that is okay. So let's start with a flight plan. We're going to fly VFR today back to Santa Monica. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and hopefully we can do this nice and easily, and there's no snafus because I'm going to go out and play a little golf today. So let's go ahead and show you the iPad. All right, first off, let me get my little flight board back around my leg here. And I'm going to try to go through this process. Probably won't be quite as smooth as I'd like, but let's just give it a go. First things first, I'm going to show you the iPad. Okay, here's where I do all my flight planning. So here we are up at Big Bear, as you can see right here, L35. We're going to come out down the mountain to Gary. Then we're going to try to stay over some airspace that we have to be aware of. Now, typically, as you know, if you've watched most of the flights or any of the flights on my YouTube channel, I used to fly IFR a lot. And the real reason I flew IFR a lot is because it required a lot less thinking on the part of the pilot. You just do what you were told, and that kept you out of airspace and altitudes and all that. So today I'm going to go old school and make believe we're just going to be flying a VFR. So we're going to go down direct line to Brackett Field. So we'll pass over some airspace at Ontario, which, as you can see right here, is surface to 5,000. We'll be above that. We'll try to, we're going to be going west, so our initial altitude should be about 10,500 feet here. So let me adjust that here on, let's go VFR. We're going to go VFR here. Come on. Oops, let's go VFR. We're going to go, let's go back to our, we want VFR, that's what we want. VFR, we're going to go 10,500 is what we want. All right, great. So we've set that. So we're going to go to Brackett Field, then to a waypoint called Perms, then over to the Griffith Park Observatory, and from there we'll get cleared into Santa Monica across Bravo airspace and land in Santa Monica. Okay, that is the plan. So now I'm going to show you something that I do on every trip here, and I'm going to go to this little page right here, which is where we get all our information, and I'm going to show you another little tool that I use here when I'm flying. It's called my little flight info sheet. Pardon me while I have a sip of coffee here. Didn't do that much in the real plane here. Okay, you'll notice on here that we've got some information regarding frequencies, which is what I want right now. So I'm going to get the ATIS frequency, which is 135.925, and I'm going to write that right in here on my flight info sheet. This is a non-towered airport, so the common frequency is 122.725. I'm going to put that right here in that little spot, and then our departure frequency is LA Center, which is 126.35. All right, so that's good stuff there. Now, I also do a little takeoff briefing sheet here, which, let's see if I can get that up here. There's my takeoff briefing. I haven't positioned it very well here. Let me go ahead and see if I can get that right here. Let's get her down here. Okay. All right, there's my takeoff briefing sheet, which I will use. Okay, and I need some information on that takeoff briefing sheet, so I'm going to go ahead and get that right here on my iPad as well. And the main thing I want is the elevation, which is 6,752 feet. The reason that's important is because I'm going to calculate my CAPS altitudes from there. So CAPS altitude is field elevation plus 600, which is 7,352 feet. Our best CAPS, which is 2,000 feet above the ground, will be 8,752. And so if I'm going out at 10,500 feet, I should be looking really good. Okay, all of that goes on this sheet. Let's go back to our flight info sheet back here with the iPad. Okay, so now that's Santa Monica. Let's go back to the map. Let's go click on Santa Monica here, which I know these by heart, but I'll put them in here anyway. Same thing. Want the frequencies here, which is 119.15, which I will put that information down here on my flight info sheet. 119.15. Tower is 120.1. And our ground is 121.9. Our elevation for Santa Monica is 170 feet. I'll put that down here on my sheet down here. Why is that important? Because I want to keep that in mind for our pattern altitude. Okay. Let's go back to the map here. Let's get rid of the flight info sheet. That's all filled out now. So there's our flight plan. We're not going to file this with ATC right now. I did engage the Pilot Edge, which is, if you're not familiar with Pilot Edge and you're serious about flying, you're serious about using a simulator to help you learn how to fly, then Pilot Edge is a must-have. There's a couple AI options out there now, but what separates Pilot Edge, I think, from some of those is that you're talking to real controllers here, and it's a much more realistic experience. I've tested Say Intentions AI, which is pretty good, but it's still lacking in that human touch, which I find is a little bit tricky. Okay, so now I'm going to do a quick look over here to see if we are streaming, and we are streaming. We got 3 watching now. I don't know who they are, but if you want to put some comments in the chat room, that would be fine by me. And I'm going to come back over here. Okay, so there is our flight plan. There is all of that kind of pre-game stuff that we've got going here. So now let me come in here and let's just get back. Hang on. Like I say, sometimes the trickiest part of this is just doing all of the house cleaning to stream. Okay, it looks like everything is ready to go here now. So now I'm going to stop looking at the stream, and I'm going to go back to X-Plane here, and now we're going to start firing this baby up. Okay, so first things first here. Okay, I'm going to go back to my home setup here. I'm going to go engine start. Okay, let's go back one here. I'm trying to go through all of my stuff here. Okay, flight setups. We're going to go flight 1. Okay, cap setup. First things first for me, I want to get our caps all set up and ready. I'm going to pull the pin. I'm going to place it down where I can find it. Okay, that is all terrific. Now, on my sim setup here in my office, I have used a couple controllers here called Stream Deck controllers, and I'm not going to try to show you how exactly what they look like right now, but I've put these things together in a way that allow me to kind of go through this whole sequence of events here. So I'm going to go the pre-flight engine to start, I think is what it is, and so pre-flight sequence auto, we don't want that. Now pre-flight sequence there. Okay, now what we're going to do is go through this sequence here, and I'm going to start with toggling the keys. Okay, that's number 1. We're going to check the caps view, which we just did. We're going to come back down here to our pilot view. We got our pin out and all that stuff. Now what I want to do is record my engine and Hobbs. Okay, so I'm going to go click in here on the toggle, the glove box here, and you can see our engine hour, or Hobbs hours, excuse me, is 20.3. That's also the end for the day before. Our engine hours is 10.1. We're going to start with 92 gallons of fuel on board. Okay, I'm going to close that glove box here. Come back up to the pilot view, and I'm going to put all that information here on my engine info sheet here. Hang on, let me come back and see where I am here. Let's go back, apps. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, I just want to check on OBS I'm using to stream today to make sure that that information's all there, and it is. Okay, so back to our page here. We're going to clean up X-Plane, and we're good. All right, so back to just X-Plane. All right, so now let's got that. I've got my keys in there, so now let's keep going through the process here. And there's our flight setup, our engine to start, pre-flight cockpits, engine start sequence. Okay, now we're going to do our engine start sequence. Our brakes are holding. We're going to check those. That is correct. We're going to go battery 2, battery 1, strobe. Battery 2, battery 1, and strobe. We're going to check that flap light down there to make sure it's green, and it is. Now we're going to go throttle. We're going to go throttle full, mixture full. I got the thing. We're going to go hit that enter, enter, enter up there. Okay. Back up top here. Okay, we're going to wait for the screens. They've all come around. Now we're going to come back down to the quadrant here, and I'm going to go ahead and get some high boost prime here for about 3-4 seconds, and we're going to come and look here up on our instruments and make sure that we're seeing some flow. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4. You can see we've got flow. Let's turn that off now. All right, that's all good. Now we're going to come back down here. We're going to pull our power back to about 1/4, 1/2 inch-ish. We're going to come back up top here. I'm going to set the ignition to both. Then I'm going to come back down here to the throttle quadrant for a second here. Let's come on back down to, and now I'm going to give this thing about 2-3 seconds of regular old boost, and then we're going to get this baby started up. So let me give it the boost here. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. Now let's fire her up. All right, we got a nice start there. We're going to pull our power back to about 1000. We're going to go to our avionics switch here. We're going to go Alt 1, Alt 2, and avionics. Those are now all on. We're going to reduce our pressure or our throttle back a little bit. And now we're back to our pilot view. All right, there we have it. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Come back up here to our cockpit. Let's go to our PFD close-up here, and now let's start putting in some of those frequencies. So let's start down at the bottom. I want to put in 135.925, which you can see is already loaded from my previous flight. 122725 is also loaded. Let's come up top here for a second. We want to have 12635. 12635, which is going to be our LA center on the way out of town here. We'll put 12275 up there as well. Okay, so we're all set on our frequencies here now. Pitot heat is required. Oops, let's get that out of here. Pitot heat is required. Let's come up top here. And let's go pitot heat. Bang. Okay. All right, now let's go get our ATIS, which is 135.925. All right, I'm not hearing anything. Let's go check and make sure that we got our preferences here. Those are all good.
Audio check complete.
All right, that's working apparently, so I'm not sure why we're not getting 135.925. I think that's the 135.925. Oh, that's why. All right, well, we're not getting any ATIS right now from up here in Big Bear. Let's try something else here. Okay, it says that it's receiving. But I'm not hearing it. Okay, that's not a good sign. I'm hearing. All right, well, there's a way to cheat it here a little bit, and we can go through our Garmin. Okay, get rid of that. And you can see down here that we've got some information, L35. So the winds are 040 and 13, so that begs for 08 departure. Altimeter is 3020, so let's get that set. And hopefully we'll get some audio here. Don't know for sure. So anyway, so we want to go down to runway 8. So let's go back and get our plates here. Make sure we got the right plates. Let's get some binders here. We want to go add a flight binder for L35 to all right, there you got it. So there's L35. All right, so we've got that now. Okay, let's close. And you can see where we are on the runway here. So we're just going to taxi down to runway 8 here. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's go back to our, let's get rid of, all right, so let's do it. All right, let's go get our parking brake is off. And let's start. Let's taxi down there. Okay, let's do it. Big Bear traffic, Silver Cirrus taxiing to runway 8 for departure back to Santa Monica. All right, toughest thing in the simulator is just handling the taxiing because it takes gentle movements to keep it going. And there we go. All right, so let's get some left rudder in there, little toe. All right, so now we're going to do our checklist, which I didn't do properly here. Okay, so we did all that. Okay, before starting engine, taxiing, parking brake is off. Brakes were checked. HSI orientation is good. Attitude gyro is good. Our turn coordinator is working properly. Okay, that's good. Doors are latched and closed. Caps handle is removed. Seatbelt and shoulder harness is good. Air conditioner is good. Fuel quantity, we've got 92 gallons. Our mixture is full. Let's keep coming. Let's try to stay on the line here, Steve. All right, just trying to go with that rudder, no toe here. All right. Autopilot will check all that stuff up here. We're on VFR 1200 on our transponder. Our altitude we're going to set for 10,500. Off. All right, going down there. Keep off. Come on. Okay. If I take my eyes off this simulator for a second, that thing goes right off the road here. So let's go. All right, so now we are up to the end. As you can see here on the iPad, let's go over here to the runoff, to the run-up area here. And do our engine checks and so forth. Okay. All right, so back here we're going to put our parking brake on. Our OBS views, we're going to get clean. All right, so we are all good. So now let's go ahead and do our engine check. Let's see if anybody's watching here. All right, got 2 watching. All right, so no, nothing there just yet. Okay, back to X-Plane and autopilot test this. Okay, so now go into our cockpit views here and let's go check all our instruments. Okay, so we've done that. Autopilot, navigation radios are set for takeoff. Cabin heat defrost is good. Brakes are set and holding. So now let's go to our engine page here and do a little run up. Okay, we've got all our stuff set. Let's go to 1700 RPMs. There's 1700. Now we're going to check our switches. We'll be looking for movement right in right here. So let's go nav. Let's go landing lights. You can see a little bit of movement there on the landing lights. Let's go ice. Not going to see much. Pitot heat we've already have on, so that's good. All right, so now let's check our mags over here on the left. So we're starting at 1710. Let's go to our right mag. We've got a drop of 40. EGTs are rising. That's good. Back to both. Let it reset. 1710. Now let's go to our left mag. Got a drop of 70, 80-ish, and the EGTs are rising, which is good. Let's go back to both, and then back to power back to 1000. Okay, and then let's get back to our map here. Okay, now we got to put in our flight plan here on our FMS. Okay, L35, the next one we want. Let's go ahead so you can see what we've got here. Let's go and put up our OBS here. Let's go to, let's put our iPad up here. Okay, so now we're going to enter this information into X-Plane now. Okay, so we want Gary, G-A-R-E-Y, enter, enter. Okay, we got that. Then we want KPOC, enter, enter. Then we've got PURMS, P-U-R-M-S, enter, enter. Then we've got VPLGP, VPLGP for Griffith Park. And then we've got Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar for Santa Monica. And now that is all set. Let's come back here and see what we've got. All right, there we are. Let's go X-Plane clean. I'm going to come back and check that just to make sure. Okay, so we're all good on our stuff here right now. I think we are looking good at the moment, so I think we're ready to make a departure. So we're going to go straight out, and then we're going to make a swinging right-hand turn back onto course here. We're going to start at 6,700 feet here. All right, let's get rid of our toggle our brake. Let's head up to the hold short line here and make our radio call. Big Bear traffic, Silver Cirrus, departing runway 08 for right turn back to Santa Monica Airport. Big Bear traffic.
Approaching runway 08.
We're going to go trim, flap,
Entered
mixture
runway
boost.
08, 5,800 feet remaining.
Okay, so we've got trim, flap, mixture, boost. Let's do this. Okay, now it's a little bit of elevation here, so it's going to take us a little longer to get up in the air, I think. Got good speed, takeoff rolls coming together. Keep her over the runway. Flaps up 90. Trim it. Go indicated airspeed 120. Sync up our heading. There's what the look is likes over the hood there. All right, so let's start making that turn around to the right. Big Bear traffic, Silver Cirrus in the right downwind for runway 8, heading west back to Santa Monica, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Now, once we get over the top of these mountains, we'll hook up with departure frequency. Hopefully, we'll get some ATC here today. I could be wrong about that. Okay, so you can see down here on our. There's our 10.5. Let's bring her down. I'm going to keep doing this by hand here for right now. Okay, let's slip our tank over to the left. Left tank now. All right, so we lost our altitude. Let's go make that turn now. Let's go nav. LA Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 10,500 off of Big Bear heading to Santa Monica. All right, we're not getting any ATC here. Let's go.
Disconnected.
All right, let's pull our power back now. We're at cruise altitude to about 30.5 is what we want here. Gotta keep it together. I'm multitasking not very well. Trying to get that throttle just where I need it. Alright, not quite there yet. 3776 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Alright, so we're good now. We got some 18.
Foxtrot Sierra, you're not in my airspace. Contact SoCal approach 135.4.
Say again on the frequency, please. 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
135.4.
35.4, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Thank you.
Whiskey runway 29, click the option. 26 left.
SoCal approach Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra 10,500.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, SoCal approach, radar contact 5 miles north of San Bernardino Airport, Ontario altimeter 3018. And are you going direct to Santa Monica from there?
I'm going to Gary, then Brackett Field, then Perms, Griffith Park, and then Santa Monica.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, Roger. Maintain VFR at or below, actually disregard for now.
I'll stay at 10,500, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. All right, so I'm going to fly this whole thing by no autopilot today. And take advantage of the ride here. Okay, so we've got, I'll tell you this though, autopilot makes things a whole lot easier.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, cross over Brackett Field at 7,500 or below.
Cross Brackett at 7,500 or below. 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. All right, now I'm going to hit autopilot because I got to do some programming. All right, so this is actually a great little exercise in VNAV. So let's go to our flight plan. He said Brackett Field at 7,500. So I'm going to go to Brackett Field. As you can see right here, I'm going to go 7500. I'm going to hit enter, enter. And now I've got a VNAV reference altitude, which you can see displayed right here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my altitude select at 7,500, and it's probably a little early. Actually, top of descent. Get rid of that stuff. Try to get this thing. Get rid of that. All right, so now, all right, all the little gimmicks of doing streaming. Okay, now I'd like to see how this is going. I see if I've watched your real life videos, you've done it, but didn't know you did sim flights. I'll be watching it. Have you tried MSFS? Okay, that's from Lancer Productions 7057. I have been using the sim pretty much since I started flying my Cirrus, to be honest, and the handling on this particular flight model that I'm using today is pretty awesome, actually, and I really love it. I'm particularly happy that in the most recent update of X-Plane 12 that they have now included back with the pathways and everything, which some pilots think is kind of lightweight and think you're not really a pilot. I disagree with that heavily, but that's just me. Okay, now let me finish up my job here. You'll notice over here, I pulled back my power to a certain level. Now I got to pull back my mixture. And if I pull it back to about 16.123-ish, I usually get about 75%. And there's 16.17, yeah, 16.2, there's my 75%. So let's go to my checklist here. Let's go up to, we're now up in the air. Let's come up here. We're in flight mode. We want cruise altitude, so oxygen's good. Cruise altitude is established. Cruise power now good. Fuel pump is good. Mixture's good. Engine parameters are all good. So now I'm ready for my descent. So let's go back to the flight plan and finish that thought. So I've got 7,500 is my VNAV ref, 7,500 is my altitude select. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the here, and I'm going to go ahead and click VNAV, okay, which now lights that up. And if we come up top here, you can see that the V path is now armed. So in 2 minutes and 47 seconds, the plane will start to descend to 7,500 automatically. Makes the job a whole lot easier and a lot less stress on the old pilot, which is me. All right. So let's go back and check and see how we're doing on everything. All right, looks clean. All right. Let's go to OBS and see how that's looking. Put our iPad in there for a second so you can see that I'm keeping track of my flight plan on my iPad, which is a key part of my whole routine in the cockpit. And clean this up a little bit. Actually, though, I do want to keep track of these little areas right in here that you can see. I want to keep track of all the flight or the flight levels in here.
19.15.
Okay, there's a little reminder. Okay, let's go ahead and clean that up. Let's go back to, all right, a little bit of a reminder of taking care of some business. Okay, so we just heard that reminder from ForeFlight. So I'm going to go down here and go 11915. I'm going to start preparing for Santa Monica now. 11915. I'm going to switch that over to active, and then we're going to have 120.1, which is going to be tower. Now I've already got those programmed, so now I don't have to do anything but switch the channels here. Okay, let's go back to our flight plan for a second. You see we're 47 seconds away from the VNAV actually engaging here. So let's play it out and see how that goes. 32 seconds. Actually, let's take a look in here, a little cockpit over and see where everything's at. You can see we're on our, let's go switch our tank to our fullest tank. We've got, the flaps are all good. There you got that stuff here. We can tilt up a little bit. You can see we've got the VNAV armed there. That's all good. And now 3 minutes and 20 seconds. You can see now that our V path has actually taken over. We're picking up speed because we're going downhill now. So
at November, request the local officer DME.
all right, so let's pull back our power just a little bit to about 60%.
Mark 6000, clear local as a DB, course Alpha approach, and expect circle to land runway 30.
Because I don't want to be running straight downhill crazy.
Cross San Marcos at 6,000.
All right, so let's go back over here.
Course Alpha, and expect to circle land runway 307 Delta Mike.
All right, now let's go down to the GCU here, okay? On the actual radio here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and start monitoring the weather at Santa Monica.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions clear. Temperature 8. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3018. Arriving and departing runway 21. Visual approach is given. Backhaul runway assignment and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information with
26 Mike Whiskey. Midfield.
Santa Monica Municipal Airport. A is information with 26
Mike Whiskey, runway 29, clear for the option.
com.
Lift off.
Visibility 10.
26 miles.
All right, so we got our weather now. We got winds are calm. We've got whiskey clear 3018. We're landing on runway 21. So that's everything we need to know for right now. Let's come up here and see how we're doing. Let's go to our map for a second. Let's clear out some of this stuff because I know I'm clear. Now you can see right here this little, what I call the blue banana, the little curved line. That tells you when you're going to actually reach that altitude that you put in here. So our speed is 165 knots. That's kind of, let's go back to 50%-ish. Clip a little bit off that. All right, there's 50. Keeping that speed under control. Now I'm going to go and set another VNAV ref. Let's go over here and we want to be, let's call it 4,500 at Griffith Park. Okay? And we've got no restrictions in here, so let me go and show you the iPad here. All right, now I can show you the iPad here. You can see that we've got no altitude issues with airspace before we get to Griffith Park. So as long as we stay clear of the Bravo airspace, we're good. So that's why I'm setting up a little VNAV reference. It is going to make my job a little bit easier here. So let's go back to clean it up here, and we're looking good. Oh, let's put a pilot in there. It's not a UAV.
San Luis Tower, Cirrus 26 Mike Whiskey, clear runway at B4.
Hey, Bill from Portland. How the heck you doing? How's that Cirrus? I hope you're having fun with it still.
Six Mike Whiskey, taxi Park via Juliet, and pass for Cat 3.
The taxi Juliet, 26 Mike Whiskey.
There's a little view of the belly cam. So we're basically tracking the freeway down the foothills of all these mountains. They got a ton of rain this past week. I thought X-Plane would show some snow on those mountains, but I guess it's too soon. Check our throttle and fuel pump. We're all good. Everything's good. Here's the view out the passenger window in the back if we were coming back from Palm Springs or something like that. Nice view. Here's what it looks like the other way. Here's what it looks like in the middle. All right, so this is the kind of boring part of being a pilot is when you're the plane's handling everything, not much to do. Now, I suppose I could take it off autopilot and I could keep the little green circle in the pathways, but that's can be pretty darn tedious at times, and so we're gonna not do that for right now. Okay, so we're at Perms, coming up on. Let's go back to our map here. Okay, we've reached our 7,500. I can start my descent. All right, so let's go ahead and set our 4,500 here. Let's hit VNAV. We're going to have to go capture the VNAV, so I'm going to start descending. It says we need about 700 feet per minute. SoCal approach Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra. I'm descending to 4,500 at Griffith Park.
And you can contact SoCal approach 134.2.
34.2, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. SoCal approach Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra 7,100 descending 4,500 at Griffith Park.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, SoCal approach Burbank, altimeter 3018.
3018, thank you, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, so now you can see here on my little blue banana right here. Let's see if we can get it. All right, right here. I think that's what's going to show you. We're on track to make our 4,500 at Griffith Park, and so we're looking good. Now I'm doing that by just referencing these numbers right here. Vertical speed required to make that number is showing 759, so I'm going to give this vertical speed, move it down to 800 feet a minute. And this is a great feature of the Garmin system here, folks. Now we can talk all we want and act like it doesn't make our life easier, but it really does make our life easier, and I love it. All right, so we're making a little gentle turn now for Griffith Park. There's just playing around with some different views here. It knows how I write. There we go. All right, looks like we got a nice frame rate going here today. Not a big crowd here on the stream, but you know what? It kind of makes it a little bit more real, so that's a good thing. There's the Griffith Park Observatory down here. You can see it. We're going to fly right over the top of it. There we are, right over the top of it. We'll be coming up on the Hollywood sign. All right, so we made our 4,500, and now we should start contacting. We're going to keep coming down here. I'm going to go on off of autopilot now and just bring her on home. Let's get her down to 1,500 feet. Now we want to stay clear of the Bravo, which I think we could go down to. SoCal approach Sierra 768, Foxtrot Sierra at 4,500. Like to descend for landing at Santa Monica.
Hey, Foxtrot Sierra, you don't need permission for that. You have no restrictions. You can contact Santa Monica Tower 120.1, Squawk BFR.
Squawking BFR contacting Santa Monica 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Thank you.
Information Whiskey 1551 Zulu. Winds calm.
Santa Monica Tower, Sierra 768, Foxtrot Sierra inbound with Whiskey.
Foxtrot, corrections, 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica Tower, make straight in, runway 21, runway 21, clear land.
21, straight in, cleared for land, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Put our flaps down now. Okay, we got a little wind behind us here. Yeah, I got that power all the way back.
500.
Okay, flaps are coming up. Santa Monica Tower, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, clear 21, taxi back to Atlantic.
Foxtrot Sierra, taxi parking via Alpha and monitor ground. Have a good day.
Taxi back to Atlantic on Alpha, monitoring ground. 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thanks for your help.
7 Delta Mike, contact Santa Barbara approach 124.15.
124.15, 7 Delta Mike. Santa Barbara approach, Skyhawk 627 Delta Mike, 4,600.
627 Delta Mike, Santa Barbara approach, Santa Maria altimeter 3022.
3022, 7 Delta Mike.
All right, that was a nice little flight. Now I'm going to go and play a little golf.
St. Louis ground. Sierra 26 Mike Whiskey on the west ramp with Zulu for a departure to the south, VFR.
Mike Whiskey, St. Louis ground runway 29er, taxi via Juliet Bravo 4, Alpha 4 Alpha, cross runway 29er at Bravo 4.
Runway 29 via Juliet, Bravo 4, Alpha 4, cross runway 29 at Alpha 4. Sierra 26 Mike Whiskey.
6 Mike Whiskey, you're crossing in Bravo 4, then it'll be Alpha 4 Alpha.
Crossing Bravo 4, Alpha 4 Alpha. Sierra 26 Mike Whiskey.
All right, there it is, Santa Monica Airport, back in one piece. I want to thanks to everybody, all three of you, for flying along today. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me here today.